everyone, this is David at Finish Line Factory, back here again at Supercar Rooms for another event. My buddy Julio picked up a brand new Ferrari Roma very recently, and Supercar Rooms is having a huge event to commemorate that car. And they're revealing it. It's actually way over there behind that. There you go, you kind of see it right there, in that red car wrap that comes with the Ferrari. And they're having a huge FCA event here. They invited all the Ferrari Club members. So there's a bunch of really cool cars. You got the Portofino, Scuderia. Over there's California. GTC for wholesale. A lot of cool cars. We're going to check them out. We're going to see what's going on. And we're going to have fun. Well, in usual Miami fashion, it's pouring rain. I mean, look at that. Hey, you drop your lens cap. Dry it off first. Man, look at this. Like, we have all these beautiful Ferraris and they're just getting rained on. We can't have a good day. I want to go over there and get some jerk chicken over at the jerk chicken spot right there, but I can't. What the heck?
Okay. So, without further ado, I know you guys have been waiting for a long time, but another 5 minutes won't hurt anybody. It's a great evening to be in Miami, and it's a great evening to unveil a very special car. We want to talk about cars, and when we come to Supercar Rooms, we do one thing and one thing only. We talk about cars. Our good old friend here, Julius, has obviously brought us this amazing automobile today, but there's one thing you guys got to know about this car. It's the future of what Ferrari's trying to do. Ferrari decided it's time to start naming cars cities. So there will be a Milano soon. There will be a Napoli. Could you believe it?
A Miami.
Wynwood. There won't be a Wynwood. There'll be all Italian cities, okay? But could you imagine you buy a Ferrari Napoli? It's gonna be a mess. If you buy a Ferrari Napoli, it would always break down. If you buy a Ferrari Milano, it's fashionable, it's stylish.
The Amalfi will be the best.
Yeah, there you go. Or the Firenze. The Firenze will be very cultured. And maybe the most expensive would be, guess what? Modena. And it's already there. There was already a Modena called the Modena. There you go. So the whole point is, it's changing. And in 2013, I was lucky enough to be invited over for the launch of the La Ferrari in Geneva, and I hated the name. I'm like, who thought of a name like this? Ferrari La Ferrari, what the hell is this? But today, it's taken off. When they brought the Roma, I thought it was the best piece of marketing Ferrari's ever done. And it's also, it takes you back, like you saw in the video, it takes you back to the designs of the 60s, but it gives you as well our new world. And the world, whether we like it or not, we're all petrol heads, we're gonna end up being electric, okay?
Yeah.
It's coming.
Sadly.
I didn't want the email. I was the last guy to have an email. I remember when emails came out, I'm like, what? Just send me a fax. Well, where's the fax today? I was a fax guy. You know, I like the little fax. Send me a fax. Just guess what? So this being obviously an amazing, not a hybrid, it's a real engine. It's really one of the real last cars that Ferrari is gonna build like this. Because from now on, it looks like they're gonna go hybrid.
Yep.
And owning a car like this, it's an amazing car. So without ado, let's do the honors. Let's take this out. It's gonna be a wet yellow. There we go. Open the trunk. You can come closer. It's all wet. It's all wet. You want to put it here? Put it here. So the beauty here is the car kept itself. The car kept the design elements of what Ferrari is. It's so tempting for Ferrari to take it and make it what everybody is. The fact that it's actually front V8 motor, for me, was one of the most beautiful things. I just like the fact that it did not play with cylinders. And I also like the fact that it is not the standard mid-engine Ferrari, but it gives you the feel, the vibe of all the new. It's the world becoming. It's what the world is becoming. So I know he's gonna wipe his baby because he's gotta do it. Oh my God! You see, this is a guy who started off. Don't forget, he started off with what car? A GTO. Did you do this to your GTO?
Yeah, even though it was all dented and scratches and everything, but I cleaned it.
Every day. Okay, fantastic. So, without further ado, we're gonna do the honors and have the man himself jump in the car, start it up.
Yep.
He wouldn't let no one touch it. You can touch his house, and everything else, but you can't touch his car. Exactly. You can close the door.
Got it from there?
All right. So, I didn't tell you this, Julio. You gotta make sure you rev it up. Okay, but not now. Move it up. Like a girl, you gotta get it, okay? It's an 8-cylinder Ferrari. Yalla, hit it. All original. That's a happy man. See? So for all you and that's it. And he is happy.
Put it in race mode. Julio.
So you can come
Put it in race
closer,
mode.
guys. Come
Put
closer.
it in
Take
race
a
mode.
closer look. Take a look at it.
Turn it to race mode. Now rev it.
So you can look on the dashboard. It's all electronic.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a new wave of what's gonna come. It's all electronic dashboard. It's got a 5 setting on the. You can open the door and let them see it.
I do? Thank you.
Now, Julio was a little concerned. Julio said, "What happens next?" After
Get out.
we unveil the car. And then he says, "Well, no."
Oh, the trunk. Okay.
So we have a very special event to do here every second Sunday of the month.
Julio,
That
¿qué es
event is
eso?
called Art Walk and
Las
Supercar.
placas.
Se ensució con.
And
Sí,
during
yo
that
vi,
event,
pero las
we do a
placas,
very
¿por qué
special
eso?
dinner.
Oh, yeah.
So she's a sugar daddy.
Yo sé, pero
Eso fue un dairy.
lo hiciste. Malo.
I really like this. Look how low the load floor is. So if you want to put something in the trunk, it's just slide it right in. So now you gotta get your golf clubs.
My suitcase can fit in there.
Oh, yeah.
So my chef, Julio, hold on a second. I know you're wiping your baby. It's like butter, right?
Oh, yeah.
And take a look at what you got here. Look, my chef went back and got you a special Ferrari cake.
Man, thank you so much. That's
And
great.
it's for you to try it here so you can die and I can keep your car. I'm only kidding. But the point is, because you couldn't make it then and we couldn't do it, the Ferrari cake, it's not a yellow cake because he didn't get the memo in time. I told him a Ferrari and he basically made a
Wow,
red
thank you
one.
so much. What a nice surprise.
We talked about it earlier.
Yeah,
you just
we
didn't know.
did,
This is
we
why he
did.
came today.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
So you can try it later.
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
wanna
try it
take
a little
back?
later, yeah.
You want to take it back while he looks
put it-
after? You want to do some photos with it?
Thank
Let me
you.
do some photos with it.
Oh, yeah,
you go.
definitely.
It is Ferrari color. Then I'm gonna get a free dinner.
So if you guys don't believe it, you can literally take this cake and to any red Ferrari there, and if it's not the same color, you can kill the chef. Because it's not me, okay? You can kill him, okay? Because he was meant to do this. This is the motor. It's beautiful, isn't it? No Julio right there. He's happy to answer any questions you want. How fast have you driven it, Julio?
135.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
because I'm waiting for the 500 miles, break.
Oh, you're waiting to break it in first.
I just asked him if it was a 4-cylinder Pinto engine.
And what did he say? It was a 10-cylinder.
He laughed. It was a joke.
Aspirated or supercharged?
Is it aspirated or is it supercharged? Turbo.
Twin turbo.
Twin turbo.
5 liter?
Yeah? 3.9. Yeah.
And 600. Nice.
It doesn't bite. You can come closer. The car doesn't bite. You guys can come closer. Like everybody basically asked Julio why he ordered it in yellow. You, Julio, tell us why you ordered it in the yellow.
Oh, well, when I was like, 12 years old, my father, at that time, he bought a brand new Chevy Camaro RS, and he bought it in yellow. And, I was a kid, 12 years old. I was very excited. I loved the car, so maybe the yellow thing comes from there,
So your Porsche is yellow, your
Yeah.
992 is yellow.
The car was awesome with the 7.4 V8.
Yeah, exactly. And this is yellow too.
But so you know, a lot of people don't realize, but the story of Ferrari is very intricate because a lot of people don't realize that Ferrari, it's a pretty new brand compared to Ford. Ferrari started his very first car in 1947, 2 years after the Second World War. And prior to that, Ferrari was working as the head of Scuderia Alfa Romeo racing team. And the cars that he used to race back then for Scuderia Alfa Romeo was yellow with the Scuderia sign and the Alfa. Obviously, the war came. Ferrari decided that Alfa Romeo decided Ferrari was not needed because Ferrari was more or less in the racing division. So they made him redundant. And when he was leaving, he said, I want one thing. And they said, what do you want? He goes, I want the name Scuderia. And they thought, well, if you give you the name Scuderia, we don't have to pay a redundancy pay. He's like, yes. And they gave him the name Scuderia for approximately $30. So when he started and he built his very first car, people don't realize his main color, this is why the Ferrari badge is yellow. His main color was yellow. So when they say Ferrari red, it's only because it's become famous for having Ferrari red. But Ferrari's main color was always Gallia. And I'll tell you a little story that Maurizio Corby told me a while back. I asked him, I said, why is Ferrari red so prominent and why is it so famous? And he said, Ferrari used to test his cars in the 50s. So he'll build his cars, take them out to the tracks to test them. But when he tested the cars and the race drivers would go crash and blood will spill over the cars, it was so dramatic. All the paparazzis would take pictures. The next day it would be in the newspapers. Ferrari's car crashed. All the blood against the yellow. So he called up his head painter and he says, I want you to paint this car sangue di rosso. Red, blood red. And then from that day on, all his cars was blood red. But it was a necessity. So in case they crash and there was blood on the cars, it did not make the news. But today, he's now re-embracing the yellow, which is the reason the Ferrari badge is yellow. By the way, Julio, where are you? Where's Julio? Where's the key?
Oh, well, I didn't get the key that comes yellow.
Oh, you didn't get the key?
Not yet. It comes in a box.
This is the key, by
Yeah,
the
it's
way.
going to look like that.
So how did you get the car without the key? Only in Miami. Oh my God.
They gave him the regular key.
Only in Miami you get a car without the key.
Two regular ones, and then you get a box with that.
Okay, so that's a regular key.
Yeah.
So for all those who want to know, he doesn't have the so-called the collector's key yet. But if you want to steal the car, this is what you got to look for when you get to his house. I'm putting that in your cameras. This is the key you got to look for. And where do you live again? What's your address? I'm only kidding.
Does it work as a lighter?
Does it work as a lighter?
I didn't try that yet.
So the most beautiful thing about the car is that the car is very usable. You can use it as more or less a really modern, usable sports car, right?
It's a GT, right?
Yes.
It's a Grand Tourer.
It's a Grand Tour.
I think one of the most interesting things about it, Julio, is that it's a front mid-engine. The engine's behind the front axle. Yep. And that's very unusual.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you look at the front axle.
And the engine is behind it. Yeah.
Turbos in there in the front. And the engine goes all the way back into the dash.
Yeah. And the front tire, turbos, intercooler.
So we just got told something by the Supercar doctor. So if you don't know, this is one of my members. The Supercar doctor just got schooled by the man himself. Apparently, it is a front mid-engine car because the engine is actually sitting behind the front axles, which is really interesting.
And also on the rear, the trunk, there's a plaque in the trunk that has all the options that you got, right?
Yep, yep.
Oh, there's a trunk. So you want to see the options? Come on, cameras.
Milo, you
Options
got
of the
the
car.
right shirt on today.
Today I'm wearing the right shirt. Yeah, my wife made sure she got it right this time. Last time, we're doing a Ferrari event last time, she brought me a Lamborghini shirt.
No, it's
Oh, the Lamborghini? Yeah.
With the Spada.
So all the options are on this plate.
So all the options on the cars are right here. So that's the color. Yellow brake caliper. So no, that's a caliper.
That's the color.
Galio Modena DS. All right, so without further ado, I want to give a big hand of applause to all the Ferrari owners that have brought your cars out here tonight. Thank you so much. We want to also thank our very good friend here, Julio, who brought up the Roma for us to see.
Thank you, guys.
If you want to take a look at it closely, you want to get in it, drive it, you can. He told me today that he would absolutely let anyone drive it if they paid me $5,000.